130th installment of GAPC Day. Simon Rose here alongside Peter McVeigh. Peter, you've got a busy day today as you do the PA announcing, but we're glad to have you aboard to introduce this matchup.
Well,
GAPC, what do you have to say about this phenomenal day?
It's the 47th straight year that I've been here. It's a beautiful day. It's great competition, and there's a lot at stake today, as there often is on this day. But we're vying for a share of the Interact crown, and Penn Charter certainly wants to get in our way. Both teams have had a great year, and we're both excited.
Let's jump in and look at the Interact standings and see where we are here. And as you just mentioned, Germantown Academy wins here today. They've got a share of the Interact crown with Malvern Prep.
Yeah,
Go
absolutely. And Malvern Prep is at Springside Chestnut Hill today, and is favored to win, but you never know in the way the Interact competition is going.
We saw Springside Chestnut Hill. They're a very bona fide team, and if they can defeat Malvern Prep, then we might have as much as a four-way tie here in the Interact. Let's take a look at our coach's corner.
Sure.
And introduce Matt Dents. You know Matt very well as the head coach of this program. What do you got to say about the head man for GA?
Well, the head man for GA has made a genuine difference in the quality of the football program at Germantown Academy. He's really turned things around, and not just he's been a great football coach, but he's a great school person as well. And we're really happy that he's with us.
And another guy you're really happy to have as part of the GA program is Kyle McCloskey, as we spotlight him, the quarterback for this Germantown Academy squad, going to play at Villanova next year. You've had a chance to teach him. I'm sure you have great things to say about him.
Big number 7, I'll tell you, he's a very good athlete, a great quarterback, a genuine leader here, and he's a terrific student. I taught him 2 years ago, and he was in the classroom. He was a positive force, just like he is out on the gridiron, and I'm really proud of him because he's a terrific guy, comes from a great family.
Well, we have two of the best quarterbacks that you're going to see here in the Interact.
Right.
Michael Natkowski on the other side, one of the best that you're going to see, but Kyle McCloskey, one of the best in GA history as well. Well, Pete, I know that you've got some duties to attend to as the PA announcer, so we're going to let you go. We'll have you on throughout the broadcast. Have a good day.
All right, thank you so much, Simon.
All right, that's Peter McVeigh, who has been a part of the Germantown Academy community for quite a long time. And we're going to take a look at the starters for each team. Look at Penn Charter first as we see them on the screen. On the offensive front, Bill Costello, Kevin McCabe, Hayden Knight, and Harold Anderson as a captain. John Grace as well. Luke Stansfield is a guy we'll see a lot here today for Penn Charter. Chris Tucker, Denari Beard, and Chris Tucker again, he's listed twice there. Edward Sadie and Michael Natkowski for Penn Charter as we pause for the national anthem. Rendition of the national anthem to get us set for this football game. You can see the crowd is set as well. Germantown Academy and Penn Charter doing battle in an Interact matchup. Simon Rose here with you, Ali Wenner on graphics, and Molly Rich, our director. Glad you could join us here from Fort Washington, Pennsylvania. Let's continue on with the starting lineup, and we'll start with, we'll see PC's defense. Knighton, Anderson, Ross, and McCabe across the front. Outside linebackers are Trajan Womack and Terrence Thompson in the middle linebacker, Luke Stansfield and Brendan Pell, Denari Beer, John Washington, and Edward Sadie in the secondary under head coach Tom Coyle. Germantown Academy, let's look at their offense. Roten, McGettigan, Smith, Samuels, and Wajda. 3 sophomores on that offensive line for Germantown Academy. 2 of the sophomores, though, have been starting since their freshman year and have some of them, even the younger players have more experience than even the senior Dan Smith there for Germantown Academy. So even though it's a young offensive line, they're an experienced offensive line. The tight end is Tanner Long. Wide receivers Mike Patterson and Mike Riley, as well as Khalil Ashley Diarra, who has stepped up here in the second half of the season for head coach Matt Dentz. Nick Picarella is the running back, a 4-year player for Germantown Academy. And Kyle McCloskey out there shaking hands will start at the quarterback position for the Patriots. On defense, McGettigan, McDonough, and D'Ambrosio and Cawley across the defensive front. D'Ambrosio dealing with an injury, so he was listed in the starting lineup. Still to be determined whether he does suit up and start for this Germantown Academy squad, but he is a big piece of the defensive front for GA. Outside linebackers, Gorman, middle linebacker McGettigan, outside linebacker Long. This linebacking core for GA is the best one, really, that you'll likely see at the high school level. As good as you can get at the high school level. These kids are just monsters at the linebacker position. This GA defense has been monsters all year long. It's a reason why they've been successful this year. Tom Diver, Shane Harkins, Mike Riley, and Justin Connors under defensive coordinator Steve Mole. He is the man at the head of this defense. Matt Dentz, the head coach, has allowed him to really coach the way that he wants to coach. A math, analytics kind of guy, and the defense has performed very well with him at the helm of the defense. So there are your starters. We still need to take a look at the head coach for Penn Charter. So we'll look at the coach's corner for Penn Charter. Tom Coyle in his 4th season, 20-20 record at Penn Charter. So this really the deciding game, whether he finishes this season, he'll have a career record above 500. If he loses, it'll be below 500. You can see his team is pumped up. He works in the admissions department. 13th season at the Father Judge High School in Northeast Philadelphia. He was the head coach there. And he had a 73-77 record career at Father Judge, 2-time Catholic League Coach of the Year. In fact, both coaches have ties to Father Judge. Coyle went to Father Judge. Matt Dentz on the other side for Germantown Academy, also a Father Judge graduate. The families know each other well, both from Northeast Philadelphia. So the 2 coaching staffs do know each other well. Another little extra layer if you need one here in this PC-GA rivalry. So we're ready to get underway. As you see, GA gathering up around head coach Matt Dentz before he sends the troops out to battle. GA 7-2 this year, 3-1 in the Interac. Penn Charter 6-2 this year, 3-1 in the Interac. Both teams lost to Malvern Prep this season. That's the only loss of the year in the Interact for both teams. But GA, if they win, they do have a chance to tie Malvern Prep. They're guaranteed a tie for Malvern Prep with a win, which would mean for first place, which would mean that they are guaranteed a share of the Interact title if they win this game. So the Patriots know what's on the line. They're looking for their first Interact title since 2004 when they split with Episcopal Academy and Penn Charter. On the other side, Penn Charter, they've got a chance to win the Interact title. They do need some help elsewhere, though. Malvern Prep playing Springside Chestnut Hill Academy. By the way, GAPC Day, part of the Competition Cup. The winner of the most events here on GAPC Day wins the Competition Cup. GA has already clinched it again this season. Penn Charter won last year. GA has taken the Competition Cup back in 2016 as Germantown Academy won in water polo, girls water polo, field hockey, cross country, boys cross country, girls cross country and boys cross country, girls soccer and boys water polo. Boys soccer went the way of Penn Charter, girls tennis went the way of Penn Charter, and golf went the way of Penn Charter. So Germantown Academy has clinched the competition cup, but still plenty to be decided here. It's the biggest rivalry of the day, this football rivalry between GA and PC, one that has been going on for 130 years. And we are excited to be a part of it here on the Strive Network. As you see, Germantown Academy comes out in their black jerseys, white jerseys for Penn Charter. A good look at the sideline there of Germantown Academy. Matt Dentz took over the program back in 2012 and really had to scramble to get players involved in the program. He said he only had like 27 guys on the roster his first year. Well, in his second year, they defeated Penn Charter, which he said gave them a lot more respect on campus. And since then, GA has really turned their football program around, winning seasons in the last two. They were 7-3 in 2015, and this year 7-2, and a chance to go to 8-2 if they can win here today in this their biggest football rivalry. Matt Dentz, also a PE teacher for the upper school here at Germantown Academy. Again, he was a graduate of Father Judge. He coached at Valley Forge Military Academy before taking over here for Germantown Academy. He's also coached at the college ranks, Georgetown, Yale, and King's College as well is where he actually got his degree. Again, we await the start of this game. Band here as well. Real fun atmosphere, you could say, here from Germantown Academy. They even got some a blow-up thing for the kids to jump up and down on. GAPC Day, something to see. There it is, Kids Fun Zone. The big boys are ready to have some fun for some football from Fort Washington, Pennsylvania. Germantown Academy will kick off first. And Penn Charter back to receive. Edward Sadie back for Penn Charter deep. There he is, and we're ready to get underway. Vince Capone, one of the best high school kickers you'll see, will get us started. And we are underway. Sadie catches at the goal line. Sadie is met at the 15-yard line initially by Matt Gorman, one of the captains here for this Patriots squad. And here comes Penn Charter's offense with the phenomenal Michael Netkowski to lead them. Netkowski broke the Penn Charter single-game passing record in this game last year, passing for 390 yards in 2015. It was actually the best performance since 1981 for Penn Charter, the all-time passing leader in Penn Charter history and in Interac history. And he's got 5,900 yards. He's on the verge of 6,000 for his career. He starts in the gun here. And on first down, it's a run for Edward Sadie. And here is the big linebacking core for GA. Tanner Long makes the tackle for the Patriots. Talking to head coach Matt Dentz before the game, he said all three linebackers for his Patriots could be first team all-league. They're that good. You've got Pat McGettigan, who's going to play at the University of Pennsylvania next year, anchoring the middle. But Gorman and Long on the outside, both great as well. A gain of 3 on first down. 2nd and 7 here for Netkowski and the Quakers. The lefty steps up in a clean pocket, throws and completes. He's got his man Luke Stansfield. The big tight end with his 18th catch of the year, first of the day. 6'3", 240 pounds. It's going to be just short of a first down, 3rd and less than a yard here for Penn Charter. Stansfield, a big target here for Netkowski. He's caught 2 touchdowns this year. And on 3rd and short, again, they come out in the gun. 3 receivers all the way on the left side of the formation. Sadie to Netkowski's left. Snap is away. It's Sadie along the left side who's got the first down and a couple yards more. He's past the 35 to the 39-yard line. Goes Edward Sadie. And the first time of the game, the chains are moved here for Penn Charter. 48 Interact championships in Penn Charter history. Coming off a loss against Malvern Prep last week, lost 35 to 28. And they were run all over by Zach Fernandez of Malvern. And still, we're in that game late in the 4th quarter. As Netkowski on first down, swings it to the near side, and it's incomplete. Off the hands of Denari Beard. And it'll be 2nd and 10. Second and 10 for Netkowski and the Quakers. 2 receivers on the near side. Terrence Thompson, but it is a run. Keeper for Netkowski. And he didn't get very far, so here's a 3rd and long here for Penn Charter. Pat McGettigan makes the stop. 6'3", 235 middle linebacker. Again, he's going to play at the University of Pennsylvania next year. 6 or 7 Ivy League schools all wanted him to play for their university next season, but he chose the University of Pennsylvania. 3rd and 8 here as Netkowski steps up, lofts it over the near side, and it's over the head of John Washington, his intended target. And that brings up a 4th down as the drive stalls at around the 40-yard line.
Brings up a 4th and 8 at Penn Charter. At their own 41-yard line. Back on punt.
Fair catch called for at the 30-yard line by Mike Riley, and here comes GA's offense on the field. Offensive coordinator is Greg Istainer. As Kyle McCloskey leads the GA offense onto the field. McCloskey headed to Villanova next year on a full football scholarship. He's got the football body at 6'4", 215, a pro-style quarterback for the GA Patriots. Lines up in the gun, rolls left, and on the run, throws it incomplete. Looking for Khalil Ashley Diarra. Coverage on the play by John Washington. I checked that Denari Beard on the coverage for Penn Charter. So 2nd and 10 upcoming. GA coming off a win last week against the Haverford School. They won 21-14. Penn Charter showing pressure on 2nd and 10. And it is a run on second down. They give to Nick Piccarello. Piccarello has played football his entire career here at GA. He's also a baseball player. He's going to play at the next level at Westchester University. And he was never the guy for GA. But he has finally taken over as the lead back in his senior season. Coach Dent said, thank goodness he stayed with it mentally, as he had to play behind a number of very talented players, but persistence pays off, and Piccarello has had a nice season. McCloskey steps up, fires over the middle, incomplete, and the drive stalls. After 3 plays, 4th and 6. And out comes the punting unit for GA. So neither quarterback completes a pass on their first series. And John Washington is back to return for Penn Charter. He stands at about the 26-yard line. Punt is away, end over end, bounces at the 35, takes a GA roll, and will be down at the 26. So each team trades possessions where they get nothing to show for it. We are 4 minutes into this game, 0-0. Here in the background, marching band is in play here today, just to add to this already phenomenal atmosphere. First and 10 from the 26. Netkowski hands off on the delay, and he is wrestled down. Edward Sadie goes down. Joe Cawley, the defensive end. And we get one more look here. Cawley was a linebacker. And Matt Dent said, I think he'd be a pretty good defensive end. Great tackle there, and a great look at it on the replay. So that brings up second and long. And they run it once again. Coming along the near side, it's Chris Tucker, and he goes nowhere. Ball's out. GA says they have it. No signal from the referee. Germantown Academy football. The defense continues to swarm this season. The Patriots D has led them to this 7-2 record. And a big early turnover, and all of a sudden their offense is in business. They'll start at the 20-yard line, already in field goal range. Vince Capone has a leg, so you feel good in that respect. Obviously, Germantown Academy wanting a little bit more. A handoff on first down, and going down is Nick Piccarello. He's taken down behind the line of scrimmage by Trajan Womack. 5'9", 167-pound junior. Brings down Piccarello for a 2-yard loss. It's 2nd and 12 here for GA. Clock rolls under 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. 0-0 the score. GA threatening here. McCloskey in the gun. He's got 4 receivers. Fakes the handoff, escapes pressure, and McCloskey will go down in the end. The pocket collapses on him. Ronnie Ross in there on the stop for Penn Charter, and that will quickly make it 3rd down for GA, 3rd and 15. So both defenses coming out and dominating here in the first 6 minutes or so. Obvious passing situation here for McCloskey. He looks to run, though the clock was stopped, and a flag comes out on the field on the far side. We'll wait to hear the call. And it is against Germantown Academy, so that's going to make a 3rd and 15, a 3rd and 20. So now you start to think about maybe not getting the first down, but at least getting yourself in a position to kick a field goal. The wind is slightly moving in the direction that Germantown Academy is headed, so and that would help a potential field goal, but still a chance to pick up this third down from the 30-yard, or this first down from the 30-yard line. Picarello goes out as a receiver. They try to set up a screen, and it's incomplete. And GA goes the wrong way on that drive after the turnover. And decision time here for Matt Dent's 4th and long, excuse me. And really not that much room to punt the ball away. And it'll be difficult to pick up this first down, but we'll see what the Patriots want to try to do. McCloskey stays on the field. They're going to go for it on 4th down. McCloskey's got time, steps up, fires to no one in particular on the far side of the field. Not on the same page as his wide receiver, Khalil Ashley Diarra. And after the turnover forced by Germantown Academy, they turn it over on downs, going backwards 10 yards, and Penn Charter takes over at the 30-yard line. So no harm, no foul after the fumble by Chris Tucker of Penn Charter. 5:13 to go in the first quarter. Talking with head coach Tom Coyle before the game, he said the keys, the O-line and the D-line must play well here today. He also said that they've got to limit their turnovers. So far, they haven't done that, obviously, as they did turn the football over, but the defense bails them out. One thing this year about Penn Charter is, you see Tom Coyle, he said that they've been a little bit undersized this year, so they've had to depend on their athleticism to make up for the lack of size that they have in some of their contests. Of course, other games going on across the Interac here today. Malvern Prep playing CHA, Springside CHA, and we'll try to keep you up to date on the score of that game if we do get an update. Obviously, a lot of implications here on the Interac title, depending on the result of that game. Episcopal Academy playing Haverford. Both of those teams are at 2-2 in the Interact. In fact, 5 of the 6 teams have a winning record here in the Interact. Easily one of the most competitive divisions in the state. Netkowski escapes pressure, he tucks it and runs. Netkowski's got close to a first down, past the 40-yard line. He does move the chains, 1st and 10 Penn Charter. Netkowski, an incredible season this year to just add to the stats that he's accumulated throughout his career. Coming into the game, 1,400 yards, 16 touchdowns. He's also added 172 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. He runs it there for a first down. They've got a first down at the 41. In motion is Luke Stansfield. And on the delay, it is a run with Edward Sadie. He does not go anywhere. As once again, those linebackers come in. Tanner Long makes the stop for GA. 2nd and 12. Netkowski in the gun with Sadie to his left. Netkowski rolling left, throwing across his body, finding his man across the middle, but Sadie dropped it. Sadie has accumulated 868 rushing yards this year, but he does catch the ball as well. 18 catches, which is second on the team. Could not pull in his 19th there on second down. So it'll bring up a 3rd and 12. Netkowski sets up a screen to the far side. He completes it to Denari Beard, and he doesn't get anywhere. Shane Harkins, the freshman, comes in to make the stop from the strong safety position, and it'll bring up a 4th and 8.
Go, Mike!
And it looks like the punting unit is coming back out onto the field for Penn Charter. So not much here offensively for either team, 0-0. With ticking close to 3 minutes left in the first quarter from Fort Washington, Pennsylvania. Terrence Thompson is back to kick away for Penn Charter. And GA will let this one bounce, and it is down at the 35. Mentioned there's a good relationship between the coaching staffs. Matt Dentz went to Father Judge High School from Northeast Philadelphia. And same can be said for the head coach of Penn Charter. Tom Coyle coached at Father Judge for 13 years. After he was the assistant coach at Penn Charter from 1987 to 2000. So it's his 30th year overall coaching. The families do know each other well, as this is a run backwards by Piccarello, and that's really where the offenses have been going. This tackle made by the outside linebacker Terrence Thompson. It'll bring up a 2nd and 11. So we have not yet seen the explosive and potent arms of both Kyle McCloskey and Michael Netkowski. It has been a game dominated by defense so far. McCloskey's got 4 receivers though. Wants to run, and he does run across the original line of scrimmage, up near the 40-yard line to the 39. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 yards. Germantown still looking to pick up their first down of this game. Big play here in the first quarter. McCloskey fires, and he completes on a dime. He's got his man in Shane Harkins. So Shane Harkins makes a big play on defense. Then he comes over on the offensive side of the ball, and he picks up a huge 3rd down conversion. Great throw by McCloskey. McCloskey this season, about a 50% completion percentage, over 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns. Has run the ball 80 times. He has brought Germantown Academy into Penn Charter territory. 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. A handoff on 1st down. Piccarello's got a little hole and a good gain up to the 42. A gain of 3 on 1st. On second down, 4 receivers for McCloskey.
Get it off!
Little movement before the snap, and that's a false start against Germantown Academy. That's going to bring them back and wipe away that first down run. Coach Dent said that all the hard work that his team has put forth this season has put them in a position to achieve the ultimate goal. That was their goal at the beginning of the season, to win the Interac, and a win here today would give them at least a share of the title. Clock's going to run out here at the end of the first quarter. 0-0, a defensive battle here on the 130th installment of GAPC Day. We'll be back here on the Strive Network to bring you the second quarter. You're watching live high school football here on the Strive Network. Water might be nice. Water might be nice. Oh, yeah. Oh, one last thing. Go to template.
You want to do a score, like...
Here, this one. Add text and put like N first. Click and add text. Just make it white. Right here, right under the, yep, right there. Preview, add. Where'd it go? Go back to the scoreboard. Start of the second quarter here as Penn Charter and Germantown Academy find themselves tied 0-0 after 12 minutes of play. It'll be a 2nd and 12 upcoming for GA after the false start penalty at the end of the first quarter. McCloskey firing deep. It is bounced around and it's incomplete. Almost had Khalil Ashley Diarra. It's the second or third time he's looked number 11's way. Ashley Diarra, just a sophomore, but has turned into one of the favorite targets for McCloskey. 6'5", 190. He's got the body, and he's starting to come into his own as a big-time playmaker for GA. Couldn't pull it home that time, though, so 3rd and 12. McCloskey runs on 3rd down, and he finds a hole on 3rd down inside the 40-yard line, which will make it manageable. 9-yard pickup will make it 4th and 3 for GA. And we'll see what GA wants to do here. Still in that kind of medium zone, whether you want to kick it or go for it. GA's lined up to kick it away. And in a defensive battle, it looks like Matt Dentz is going to play the field position game here in the second quarter. Low snap, but the boot is away. Calling for a fair catch, and receiving it is John Washington, right about the 19-yard line. So a 21-yard punt. And Penn Charter, with 11 minutes to go in the second quarter, retakes possession. Penn Charter averaging 34 points per game. This team can put points on the board and quickly. One thing Coach Dent said about his defense, they've got to stop the big play today. Those 50-yard touchdown passes, touchdown runs have to turn into 12, 15-yard first downs for Penn Charter. He said that the Quakers are going to have their big plays. Hopefully they're not scoring plays. The holding call is looking to be coming after the run by Edward Sadie. He's got a first down, but this one may be coming back as the flag is on the field at about the 20-yard line. And holding is the call.
Don't worry, they'll send it to your dad. It's unbecoming.
So that'll make it a first and long for Penn Charter deep in their own territory. All the way back at the 10-yard line. It's a 1st and 20. Chris Rahill, the offensive coordinator for Penn Charter. Coming off back-to-back years where they were 5 and 6. As Sadie runs through the middle, and he is driven backwards. Another picture-perfect tackle by, you guessed it, Pat McGettigan. The middle linebacker makes another play, and it'll be 2nd and long. The captain of this squad. Coach Dentz, who's been coaching for a long time, said this is the best defense that he's ever coached. Said it's the best that he's seen since he coached the Division III school at Amherst back in 2001. This defense has been fun to watch all year long. And they've forced a 2nd and long here. Netkowski throws on the run and completes, and once again McGettigan makes the stop. Up to the 20-yard line
3rd and 10.
goes Edward Sadie. First catch of the game for Sadie. Bring up a 3rd and 8 here for Penn Charter. Under 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. Still a scoreless game. Netkowski snaps it, but a flag comes in. And is it offensive or defensive? Looks like it's against GA, which is a big penalty for Penn Charter, because now a 3rd down and 8 becomes a 3rd down and 3, and that's much more manageable for Netkowski and the Quakers. Pressure coming on Netkowski, and he goes down. Elijah Roten in there on the stop for GA, along with Mike McDonough. Big defensive front for Germantown Academy does its job, and the Patriots look to get the ball back and maybe in good field position. Punt is away, and it's received by Mike Riley at midfield. Riley working the near side of the field. Down the sideline he goes, out of bounds at the 25. And GA once again in business. However, there is a flag on the field. Flag out at the 41-yard line. And this one's coming back. It will wipe away a good return by Mike Riley. The dreaded block in the back call on special teams plays. And instead of starting at the 25, the Patriots will start at the 49 in their own territory. A handoff to Picarello on first down, running left tackle. Hit at the line of scrimmage. He may have gotten a yard. Ran a long way across the field for just 1 yard on the play by Picarello. So they do give him 2 yards on first down, brings up a 2nd and 8. Picarello this year, 64 carries coming into the game, 320 yards. That's exactly 5 yards per carry. 2 touchdowns. And he receives it on 2nd down again. This time definitely going nowhere. Ronnie Ross in there on the stop, as well as Luke Stansfield. And it'll bring up a 3rd and long. Do have some good big bodies on the front for Germantown Academy. Elijah Roten, Jim McGettigan, Avery Samuels, and Justin Wajda. Wajda and Roten, both sophomores, but they started every single game, both this year and last year as freshmen. McCloskey with a clean pocket on 3rd down. It's off the fingertips of Tanner Long and incomplete. And out comes the punting unit. Once again, GA's offense not getting very far. And out comes number 24 and Jake Diano, the senior punter. Back to receive, Edward Sadie. Still 0-0 here on GAPC Day. Our longest consecutive football rivalry in the country as that ball gets caught up in the wind. Oh, and takes a really nice GA bounce inside the 20-yard line. That went from a not-so-good punt to a pretty good punt. Ball really only went 15 yards down the field in the air. But then took a nice GA roll, and Penn Charter will start their drive at the 18-yard line. Again, a quick update on GAPC Day's Competition Cup. It is Germantown Academy who has clinched the Competition Cup, winning 6 events here today to Penn Charter's 3. First down for Penn Charter, it's Sadie. McGettigan makes the stop. We talk about Pat McGettigan. There's another guy on this linebacking front, Matt Gorman, who's a senior, who Coach Dent said is just as good as Pat McGettigan, just doesn't have as much size. Gorman's 5'10", 190. McGettigan 6'3", 235. He said even Gorman could very likely play somewhere at the next level. 2nd and 9. It's Sadie again. And number 13 again makes the stop. He's been everywhere, McGettigan. And don't forget, Pat McGettigan's younger brother is also on this defensive front for GA. Jim McGettigan, the defensive end, at 6 foot 240. Coach Dent says he doesn't get enough love because of how well his older brother has played throughout his career, but Jim, when it's all said and done, might be the best McGettigan. Both of them welcome additions to this defensive front for GA. Netkowski completes on 3rd down. It's going to be close to a first. He finds his man in Chris Tucker. It'll depend on the spot. He's going to be about 2 yards short. So 4th and 2. And the way that GA's defense has played, you do not want to test them here on 4th down. So they will punt. It has been a defensive battle here so far. Scoreless, approaching 5 minutes to go in the first half. The snap bounces to the punter as Mike Riley will let it bounce into his grasp at the 36. Weaves the other way, and he's down at the 40. Good coverage by Penn Charter. So 2 offenses that have scored 34 points per game. And GA has scored right around 30 points per game as well. Have scored 0 here in the first half. 2 shutouts this season for Germantown Academy. Penn Charter does have 1 to their name as well. In fact, let's take a look at Germantown Academy's recent results. You see they have won 4 of their last 5 contests. Defeated West Catholic 18-12 on October 8th, October 15th. Defeated Springside Chestnut Hill Academy in another game that was a defensive battle. They won that one in overtime here in Fort Washington. Episcopal Academy, another defensive battle. 9-7 was the final there. Malvern Prep put up 45 points though. Tells you a little bit about how good the Friars are this year. And the Haverford School last week, Germantown Academy able to down them 21-14. And here they are with a chance for the Interact title, eking out those wins against both Episcopal and Springside Chestnut Hill Academy to give themselves a chance for glory. Again, looking for their first title since 2004 when they split it with Episcopal and Penn Charter.
Westchester, Fort Washington,
118 times these 2 teams have faced off against each other on the football gridiron. 83 wins for Penn Charter, 35 for Germantown Academy. Long-standing rivalry. 1st and 10 here for McCloskey as he hands off. A new man in there, it's Trey Vance. And the freshman. A nice change of pace for the running back, Trey Vance, and he finds a seam. 10 yards on 1st down. They move the chains into Penn Charter territory. McCloskey once again hands on 1st down, and again it's Vance looking shifty. Has not gotten too much playing time this season, number 29, and it's probably somebody that Penn Charter didn't game plan for very much, but here he is with 2 good runs at the start of this drive. To move Germantown Academy inside the 45, they've got a 2nd and 4. McCloskey avoiding pressure, has the first down. Out of bounds right at the sticks, the 40-yard line. Showing off those legs. He's a guy that can certainly run the football. Again, over 80 runs this year for Kyle McCloskey, pushing 300 yards on the ground. And a guy that head coach Dents called a great leader and extremely intelligent. May go down as one of the best quarterbacks to ever play here at Germantown Academy. And we talked about the history of this school and Penn Charter. We know that Germantown Academy's been here for a long, long time. So that's saying something, as McCloskey's got a 1st and 10 at the 39. Movement, and the ball is snapped, and they're gonna blow it dead.
Got to be a flag there. How can you not be?
The snap was rolled, so that might be a break for Germantown Academy, as it was a botched snap. And it looked like Penn Charter may have had it, but it is a false start against GA. And they'll take that instead of a turnover, so 1st and 15.
And 15 at the Penn Charter 44-yard line.
It would have been 2nd and 11. Or 2nd and 15.
First and 15. McCloskey rolling right this time. He's going to have to throw across his body. Evades one potential tackler. Tight ropes the near sideline. May have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Good coverage downfield by Penn Charter. And that is a tough play to execute as a lefty quarterback. To roll right, have to throw across your body. And no gain on 1st down. We'll make it 2nd and 15. 3:36 to go in the first half. Still no score in the game. And neither team really has gotten close to scoring. It's been a defensive battle. McCloskey calling out a movement on the other side of the formation. And there will be a flag that comes out. More movement. And it is a false start penalty called against Germantown Academy, which is going to make it 2nd and 20. McCloskey has time, rolls left. Gonna run for a gain of 3. Tackled by number 19, Akeem Blake. So it'll bring up a 3rd and long from the 45-yard line. As we tick under 3 minutes to go in the first half. Neither team with a big offensive play to their name so far. McCloskey's got 4 receivers. Steps up, looks, fires along the near side. He's got his man, Diarra. Diarra makes a man miss. He's inside the 25, down to the 20. First down, GA. We got one more look on the replay here. Good clean pocket for McCloskey to throw. And his man Diarra wide open, a big target there, 6'5", and a big first down for the Patriots, who work it inside the red zone, 20-yard line. 1st and 10. McCloskey looks, nothing there, tucks it and runs up the middle, room to run along the left side, stiff arm inside the 5, flags come flying as he's down inside the 5-yard line. But we'll see what the penalties are. Penn Charter indicating it's against GA. And it is a hold against the Patriots. So another big play for GA, wiped away. And it'll essentially just be a mulligan for Germantown Academy. They bring them back to the 21-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 11. Kind of a weird yards to go here because of the spot foul. 1st and 11 here for GA. McCloskey fires to Diarra. He makes one man miss. Can't get past the second as Brandon Pell comes in and makes the tackle. But they have gone the way of Khalil Ashley Diarra 4 or 5 times in this first half. Referees will call a timeout as there is a man down on the field. That's number 22 for Penn Charter. That's Denari Beard. One of the weapons on the offensive side of the ball for Penn Charter. He's got 14 catches this year and 3 touchdowns. And he also, on the defensive side of the ball, has been one of their primetime cornerbacks. 3 interceptions this year for Denari Beard, a 6'3", 194-pound senior, is down for the count here. And the training staff will come out onto the field to tend to Mr. Beard, and hopefully he can get up and quickly. Last week, Penn Charter played Malvern Prep. The final was 35-28 in that game. Again, Zach Fernandez of Malvern rushed for 36 times, 326 yards, and 4 touchdowns. However, Penn Charter had a chance to win that game. They were up 28-21. They scored 3 straight touchdowns in the second half. But then Malvern answered, and they scored with 3 minutes left in regulation. And then the Friars were able to run out the clock. Michael Netkowski said that he wishes that he just had one more chance. And he did not get it in that Malvern game. And it was the Friars who were able to come away with the victory. So Malvern Prep, they're 3-1. Their only loss, as we'll take a look at the standings as they tend to Denari Beard on the field. You see Malvern Prep, they're 3-1. They lost to Haverford. So some crazy things could happen here today. Haverford's playing Episcopal. Malvern's playing Springside CHA. If Springside CHA defeats Malvern Prep today, then we could have as much as a 4-way tie for the Interact Championship. Because Germantown Academy, if they won and Malvern lost, they would have it outright. But if Penn Charter wins here today, Malvern loses, one of Haverford and Episcopal is going to be 3-2, and we could have a 4-way tie. But we'll try to keep you up to date on that score between Malvern and CHA. After the injury timeout, they're going to run it on 2nd down with McCloskey, and he dives for the pylon. Not the pylon, but the first down marker. And he is close to the 10. 3rd and 2. Patriots in field goal range, but they're looking for more. Timeout is called. Penn Charter takes it. They want to have their right guys on the field. Big play here on 3rd down. 1:15 to go in the first half. Remember, it was Penn Charter who received the opening half kickoff. So GA, they could put some points on the board and then have the first possession coming out of halftime. But a little bit of extra time for both huddles to figure out what they want to do here on 3rd down. Don't forget to follow the Strive Network on Twitter. @Strive Network is our handle. Subscribe to Strive as well on YouTube. You're watching here on YouTube, click that subscribe button, and we give you updates as to where we are on any given sports day. So the teams break the huddles. 3rd down upcoming. 1:15 to go. Out comes Kyle McCloskey. On 3rd down, they run it, and they're not going to get there. It was Trey Vance again. Ronnie Ross makes the stop. The sophomore at 6'2", 265, plugs the middle. So 4th down upcoming, and here comes Vince Capone. Who has set all sorts of kicking records this year for Germantown Academy. The holder is number 3, Mike Riley. A timeout is called by GA as it looks like there was some trouble with setting up this field goal. So hopefully GA didn't ice their own kicker with 27 seconds left to go here in the first half. But Capone will have a couple more moments to think about this one.
One last call to the Germantown Academy Hall of Fame inductees. Please join Penn by the end zone.
Let's take a look at Penn Charter's recent results. Winners of 3 of their last 5. We mentioned the Malvern Prep game last week where they lost 35-28. Did lose to Haverford in overtime. And that's why they're only 2-2 in conference. Out of the timeout, here's Capone. The hold is good. The kick is wide left. Did not look like a clean kick from Vince Capone, and 23 seconds left here in the second quarter. Still 0-0. Now we'll see what Penn Charter wants to do, whether they try to push things and try something creative to get 80 yards down the field. They'll start at the 20. Or whether they'll take this one into halftime and be content with a 0-0 game. And they will run with Sadie. And Sadie's going to break one here along the right side. Sadie's got the first down and more. And a lot of time came off the clock, about 11 seconds. Past the 35-yard line it goes, and whether Penn Charter calls a timeout nodder here might be the indicator whether they want to try to press for something before the half. Well, the clock did stop for a first down spot, and Penn Charter does call that timeout. We only had a moment, so let's take a look at those Penn Charter results once again, since we've got some time to do so. Played Academy of the New Church in their last out-of-conference game and beat them handily, 35-0. That Haverford game is the one that they're going to be thinking about all season long if they don't end up winning the Interact title. A win there would have given them an opportunity to at least split the title. And they played Springside CHA, beat them 49-27. So you talk about a common opponent that PC and GA have had. The Springside CHA game here between GA and Springside was 16-13, and PC put 49 points up on Chestnut Hill Academy. 3-2 in their last 5, 2-2 in the conference. 1st and 10, 12 seconds to go. Here in the first half, prevent defense for GA. They back off. McCloskey throws. It's a quick out route to the far sideline, and a penalty will come in as Stansfield made the catch. Tanner Long forced him out of bounds, and they may call a personal foul penalty here, which will put Penn Charter in business, at least give them a chance, and they do. Personal foul called against Tanner Long of Germantown Academy. Wasn't a vicious hit, but as Stansfield was going out of bounds, there was no need for him to touch him, and that's how the referee saw it. And the penalty called. So that's going to move the ball up to the 40-yard line, and with the arm of Michael Netkowski, they've got a shot to put some points on the board before halftime. Maybe the last play of the first half. Netkowski steps up, and they work it across the middle. Sadie breaks a man, and Sadie will go out of bounds, but the time expires. And we're going to go to halftime. We'll see if the referees want to put any fraction of a second back on the clock. They
keep playing,
will not. So GA dodges a bullet there after Penn Charter drives about 50 yards in the remaining 23 seconds. But at halftime, it's 0-0. Penn Charter's still staying on the field here. Germantown Academy's headed to the locker room. And finally, it looks like Penn Charter has conceded. So at halftime, the score is 0-0 here between the Patriots and the Quakers. You're watching the 130th GAPC Day live here on the Strive Network.
Our environment, pre-K environment, is a happy place.
The children show me so many different ways of looking at things, and I incorporate that into my teaching.
Honestly, it's the kids that brought me to GA in the first place, and it's the kids that keep me here.
The thing that makes me happy from school every day, though, are just the kids. The most important thing for us is that a student goes home every day having had a really good school day.
Fun for me is when I see the light bulb go off in the student's eye who's finally grasped that concept that they've been struggling with.
I love GA. I think this is a great community. This place really brings best out of people. They enjoy coming to school here every day.
GA is fun because art is awesome.
GA is?
GA is fun. GA is fun. GA is fun because I like all the subjects. GA is fun. GA is fun because I like to read. Because I like swimming. Because I love my teachers. GA is.
And let me tell you the story about Germantown Academy and how it began. It was December 6, 1759.
GA is
Community.
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 There isn't a day that goes by that I don't refer to the mission statement that I have posted out by the door, because it's in everything that we do. All of our language arts material has stuff where we talk about, are you doing the right thing? Are you being compassionate? Are you being honorable?
Germantown Academy inspires students to be independent in thought,
Confident in expression.
compassionate in spirit,
Collaborative in action.
and honorable in deed.
What we strive to do here is provide incredibly rich programs for children to give them access to experiences that they could only get on this campus. We can help them grow into the kinds of learners and people that their parents hope for, and really that our community and society needs.
This is a place where we each have a vested interest in every kid, and we say, what's going to be best for that child?
GA is just such a nice community. It's just really warm and welcoming, and it's just like a big family at your school.
So socially, they feel the connection with their peers, which is so important growing up.
Anybody who doesn't want to come here obviously hasn't been here.
I am very impressed with the way that they communicate with me and the kids. They really strive for it to be a family environment.
I've been at GA for a very long time, and so has the rest of my family. So GA has not only been a part of my life, I feel as though my life has been a part of GA.
I wouldn't have had the same experience of having great friendships with teachers, or having great friendships with my friends, or being able to really express yourself in any way you want and still be loved by your community.
And I've made a lot of friends, and I've had a bunch of friends for a lot of years. I have a lot of best friends. I have Sage, I have my friend Morgan, I have my other friend Morgan. Yeah, I got a lot.
And he lives with a GA alum, I live with 3, so it's a really tight community. Go GA!
Halftime here in Fort Washington, Pennsylvania. 0-0 the score here between Penn Charter and Germantown Academy. Simon Rose alongside Peter McVeigh. Peter, you've been doing PA announcing, so you've been watching the whole game. You joined me in the pregame show. Thanks for joining us again here at halftime. A defensive battle. What are your takeaways from this game so far?
I'm very surprised. I thought this was going to be a high-scoring game, especially with Nico Nutkowski and Kyle McCluskey at quarterback. I thought the ball was going to be in the air most of the game, and I'm surprised. But credit goes to the defenses on both teams. They've really played well and kept it a scoreless stalemate.
Well, let's take a look at these first half stats. 4 first downs for GA, 4 for Penn Charter. Anything really shocking for you? I mean, on paper, it's been a really even game. 42 rushing yards for GA, 49 for Penn Charter, within 5 yards on the passing yards as well. I mean, this has been a tightly contested game. I don't know one way or the other who was favored in this game coming in, but the way that it's played out, it seems like it's been dead even.
It has been even. It has been dead even, and I think the difference is that the defensive lines are getting a big push up front on both sides, and we're, GA, I think Penn Charter was probably favored by a few points.
Yeah.
But, GA has the opportunity to win the title outright today if something should happen over at CHA with Malvern. But credit to Penn Charter for playing really tough and stopping Germantown Academy when we were very close to the goal line on 2 different occasions. So they have to get credit for that.
Well, I'm glad you brought up Malvern CHA, because we did just get an update on that game, and it is Malvern who's rolling pretty heavily in that game. 45-14 was the last scoring update we heard from that game. So barring anything crazy, it'll be Malvern to win that game, meaning Penn Charter doesn't have a chance to win the title. Germantown Academy, if they win today, they can tie Malvern and get that title.
Exactly.
So that we did get that update from the game. Now, as far as the second half is concerned, I mean, it's such a tough thing when you go into the locker room. It's a 0-0 game. It's a complete stalemate. Your team hasn't played poorly, even though you have 0 points if you're both coaches. But are there any adjustments that you think you tell the team going into the second half?
Yeah, I think both coaching staffs are going to commend the kids for playing great defense, but I think on both sides of the ball there are too many mistakes on offense, and Germantown Academy has to eliminate the penalties. They have been brutal on GA in the first half, and Penn Charter simply has to start moving the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, but give Germantown Academy linebackers, cornerbacks, safeties a lot of credit, because they've played really tough. Nutkowski is a threat all the time, as is Kyle McCluskey, but it should be a very interesting second half.
One thing that was interesting in the end of that first half was the running attack. We knew that we were going to see a lot of Picarello, the starting running back here for GA, but towards the end of the half, it was Trey Vance who came out and had 2 really impressive runs, the freshman. Do you foresee him getting more playing time here in the second half?
I do, and what's interesting is he's a freshman. He is a freshman, and last year I had the good fortune of coaching Trey on the middle school football team.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he was a force to be reckoned with, and a lot of fun.
So this doesn't surprise you at all to see him?
It doesn't surprise me to see Trey stepping up at the end of the season and taking a more active role in the GA offense. He is a very, very good running back and a great kid. He's really...
One more guy I want to highlight in that first half. We saw a couple of big plays from Ashley Diarra. And he's a kid that, sophomore, early in the season, he wasn't as involved in the offense as he has been here in the last, 5 or 6 games. He has really come into his own, and today, a couple of big plays. GA had a chance to score because of Diarra's big third down conversion. How about his development?
His development, I've seen it all year long, and when he gets open, he's a force to be reckoned with. He's really a tough kid. He's long and lanky and is able to make the catch. But what I really like about Khalil is that once he catches the ball, he can really go places with it. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him break one in the second half. I mean, and Sadie on the other side is also a force. He's a very tough kid, and GA has to watch out for him.
Certainly, and we'll have to see if Denari Beard, who went out with an injury in that first half, we'll see if that has any effect on the second half. One of their starting cornerbacks and a guy with 3 interceptions this year. It's possible that McCloskey and company will try to take advantage of the replacement. You see the players back on the field here for the start of the second half. That means we've got more football coming for you live on the Strive Network. Peter McVeigh, we thank you for joining us here at halftime to go over the first half, and we'll catch up with you after the game to go over everything we saw.
Perfect, Simon.
All right,
Thank you for having me on.
Thanks a lot. All right, so we will take one more step aside when we come back. It's the start of the third quarter between GA and Penn Charter, live here on the Strive Network.
The one at Episcopal, were you at the Episcopal game? That one at Episcopal was awesome to see him do that.
Our environment, pre-K environment, is a happy place.
The children show me so many different ways of looking at things, and I incorporate that into my teaching.
Start of the third quarter here from Fort Washington, Pennsylvania, where it is 0-0. We are scoreless in the 130th installment of GAPC Day. Simon Rose back here with you. Glad you could join us for this live presentation of Interact Football. GA will receive the second half kickoff. Offense not getting very far in the first half. GA only with 94 total yards and 4 first downs. As Penn Charter gets set to kick away. GA had A good opportunity for points on the board in the minutes preceding the end of the first half. As they had the ball deep in enemy territory to the 15-yard line, but were unable to put points on the board after a Capone missed field goal. This return by Germantown Academy is taken past the 20-yard line by Tommy Diver, the senior. And here is McCloskey and company for GA. McCloskey rushed 8 times for 24 yards. He threw for 45 yards on 3 of 9 passing. Again, those numbers tell you not much offense in the first half. Let's see what happens here in the second. Bringing pressure on first down. McCloskey cannot connect with Tanner Long off his fingertips. One player not in the game for Penn Charter is Denari Beard, their senior cornerback, who went down with an injury in the first half. So we'll see if McCloskey picks on his replacement. That's a big loss for Penn Charter. The senior has 3 interceptions this year. 2nd and 10 here. On the 29-yard line, McCloskey wants to run, trying to turn the corner, not going to be able to do so. Play made by number 3, Terrence Thompson. It'll bring up a 3rd down. However, there was a flag on the play, and it is against Germantown Academy. Remember, they were penalized 6 times in the first half, so that's their 7th. This is going to bring them back another 10 yards. 55 total penalty yards on the game for Germantown Academy. As you see the referee making the holding call, they'll redo 2nd down. They'll bring them within the 20-yard line all the way back to the 16.
It's going to bring up 2nd and 25 yards for Germantown.
2nd and 25 for GA. Pressure coming from Penn Charter. McCloskey steps up, and he's hit across the 20-yard line. A couple more yards after the initial hit. It's Brandon Pell who takes him down in the end. It'll bring up a 3rd and about 15 for the Patriots. Note again, we did get an update from the Malvern Springside CHA game, and Malvern all over Springside CHA, 45-14 at last we heard. That may have changed, but if that's the case, Malvern has won a share of the Interact title. GA looks to join them. Set up the screen to Picarello on 3rd down, and it is snuffed out by this Penn Charter front. Hayden Knighton, the sophomore, makes the tackle, 4th and long, and GA forced to punt. So back to return is John Washington. And the kick is away as Washington lets it bounce at the 45-yard line and takes a good GA roll all the way to the 30. Good punt there. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Penn Charter starting at the 30-yard line. So similar to the first half, no success on offense for GA on their first possession here in the second. And now Penn Charter comes out onto the field looking to get something going with their star quarterback in Netkowski. Netkowski in the first half, 3 carries for 5 yards. Passing the ball, 6 for 9 for 40 yards. So not much success for the PC offense either. Here's Netkowski swinging it over to Washington on first down, and a host of Patriots come in to take down Washington, including Pat McGettigan. Matt Gorman in there as well on the tackle. Gain of about a half a yard, 2nd and 9.
Short pass brings up a 2nd and 9 from Penn Charter. At their own 31.
Bright and sunny day here from Fort Washington, Pennsylvania. Sadie will not be able to escape this defensive front. Joe Cawley did the dirty work, and Jimmy McGettigan finished him off. Sadie is slow to get up. What a big-time play by this defensive front of Germantown Academy, which is going to make it a 3rd and long for Penn Charter. Sadie hobbles over to the far sideline. So one of the big-time offensive threats for Penn Charter shaken up. If there's any chance he can get back into the game, you know he's going to do so here on the last game of the season. Netkowski on 3rd and long steps up and fires deep downfield, and he overshoots his man. Oh, he almost had him. Chris Tucker had a step on his defensive back, but Netkowski overshot him, and it's 4th down. So a quick 3 and out for both Penn Charter and Germantown Academy, and the defenses once again stand strong.
This is a chance for really good field position. I know that's the theory of the game.
Mike Riley back to receive the kick. He's not going to have a chance to return. It does go out of bounds on the far side. We'll see where they mark it. Right at the 45-yard line is where GA will start their drive here with 8:18 to go in the 3rd quarter. So GA will have good field position to start. So far, they have won the field position battle in this game. There's been 2 instances where they were deep in Penn Charter territory, but no points came of it. First down, it's a run. And on first down, Trey Vance isn't going anywhere. Luke Stansfield comes in and makes the stop. And GA goes backwards on first down, 2nd and 13. Again, it's Vance in the backfield joining McCloskey. We've seen much less of Nick Piccarello and much more of Trey Vance here in the last quarter or so. McCloskey, clean pocket on 2nd down. Now he's got to roll left. McCloskey runs it out of bounds, back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be a 3rd and about 10 upcoming for GA. So in a game that highlights 2 of the best quarterbacks that the Interac has ever seen in Kyle McCloskey and Michael Netkowski, there are no points on the board. 7:28 to go in the 3rd quarter. McCloskey rolling to the near side. able to throw it off his back shoulder. Diarra goes up for it, and he cannot make the catch. Oh, he almost had it, got his hands on it. They looked for the 6'5" sophomore receiver, and he could not haul it in the end. There is a flag down on the field. It's an eligible man downfield, I believe, against Germantown Academy. We'll see. Penn Charter might want to decline this. So that's exactly the case. An eligible man downfield was the call. Penn Charter declines as they missed it on 3rd and long. So the punting unit comes back out onto the field. And once again, we see not much from the offense. Boot is away, goes off the side of the foot of the punter, and it takes a Penn Charter roll. It'll be down by GA at the 30. About a 20-yard punt, a net of 20. Fans going wild here, the students from Germantown Academy. Just going wild behind the end zone. Oh, it's a fun day for some football, no doubt about it, here on GAPC Day. 1st and 10 for Netkowski. And Edward Sadie is back in there. But he's not getting very far as once again the tackle is made by number 33, Tanner Long. Long, the junior, he's the only one that will be back next year here for Germantown Academy, as we do have an injured player down on the field. Is it Sadie again? It is Edward Sadie who's down. He went out on the first possession. Saw him hobble over to the sideline. And he tried to play through it and comes back on the next series and gets injured. So this time, it looks like a little bit more serious for Edward Sadie. And it is a serious time for Penn Charter now with one of their big playmakers off the field. By the way, speaking of big playmakers, how about Michael Netkowski, who's eclipsed one of the best Penn Charter quarterbacks in the history of Penn Charter, Matt Ryan, who's in town playing this weekend against the Philadelphia Eagles. Remember, Matt Ryan graduated from Penn Charter back in 2003. He only mustered a measly 3,000 yards in his career, just under 3,000 yards at Penn Charter, while Netkowski is now over 6,000 yards in his career as the quarterback for the Quakers. If you're not familiar with the terminology there, GOAT stands for greatest of all time. Netkowski, quite likely the greatest of all time here for Penn Charter in terms of the numbers that he has put up, and definitely the greatest of all time in the history of the Interac in terms of the numbers that he has put up. Nobody has eclipsed 6,000 yards like Michael Netkowski has, and he just eclipsed that here in this game.
I'd still like to see an 8-yard hit.
Kind of a cool situation where you've got Matt Ryan in town. I wonder if he's here. He probably wouldn't have told anybody that he came. Second and 13. Netkowski is incomplete on second down. It'll bring up a 3rd and 13. Looking for Chris Tucker on that play. And once again, it's been the story all game long, a 3rd and long. For Penn Charter. GA faithful tries to get loud. At least the students do. Netkowski's got 3 receivers on the near side. He's looking that way. Now we'll tuck it. Pocket collapsing. Netkowski cannot escape. It's 4th down. Elijah Roten makes the stop. Roten's the guy that has filled in for Jack D'Ambrosia. D'Ambrosia was questionable coming into this game because of an injury, and Roten has stepped in on the defensive line for Germantown Academy. D'Ambrosia is in uniform, and I believe he has played. That time it was Roten who made the stop, though, the big sophomore. Riley receives this kick at the 46, and he's dropped right there. Stopped by Penn Charter's Muhammad Harris. And we have gone back and forth and back and forth. Neither offense can seem to get rolling here. Let's see if GA can, with 5:44 to go in the 3rd quarter in a scoreless, what has become a championship game for Germantown Academy. They win, they've got a share of the title. McCloskey on 1st down, hands to Vance. Nice play design there, and Vance has a good chunk of yards. Well done by Matt Denson, the offensive coordinator, Greg Isdaner, as the whole offensive line, it looked to be moving left, and they came back across and gave it to Vance. It fooled the Penn Charter defense for a nice gain of 9. So now the playbook wide open on 2nd and short. They will run it with Vance again. He hits the hole on the left side. And Vance may have gotten enough for the 1st down. They will stop the clock. That means it is a 1st down as they stop it for the spot. So Trey Vance looking to be the new lead back here for Germantown Academy. 5'9", 185-pound freshman who had good success in the 1st half, 3 carries for 16 yards, has picked up 11 here in the 2nd half. They fake it to him here. McCloskey rolls, and he will run for it as he's hit out of bounds after a good gain of 7. May have been able to hear some of the faithful here for Germantown Academy claiming a late hit was the call. Remember, at the end of the 1st half, there was a late hit call out of bounds against Tanner Long. But no flag on the field. It's a clean gain of 7. And 2nd and 3 here for GA. 2 receivers on the left, 1 on the right. It's again Vance next to McCloskey in the gun. Pressure coming. McCloskey escapes. McCloskey throws on the run. McCloskey completes on the run. Mike Patterson's first catch of the game. The 6'3" senior with his 18th catch of the season. Coach Dent said that he's a good, strong receiver, kind of kid that can give you good yards after the catch. 2-year starter for the Patriots. And he picks up a big 1st down there, 1st and 10 inside the 25-yard line. Little confusion there with McCloskey, and they call a false start. Patriots may be winning the field position battle here, as they have been the ones to get deeper into enemy territory than Penn Charter has, but GA has been the much more penalized team. That's already the 8th penalty called against the Patriots here in the game. It brings them back 5 yards for a 1st and 15. 4:15 to go in the third quarter. McCloskey steps up, fires, and he's got Patterson again. Breaks a tackle, and he's forced out of bounds inside the 15 by Brandon Pell. 10-yard gain for Patterson, 2nd and 5. And GA has sped up the tempo here on this drive. They run it, a fake to Vance. It's McCloskey who's got another 1st down. GA in business inside the 10-yard line. Here comes a 1st and goal. First and goal from the 7. McCloskey yelling at the near sideline, looking at the call from head coach Matt Dentz. He's going to run, hits the hole on the right side. He dives to the end zone. Touchdown. McCloskey is in, 6-0 GA.
They didn't signal. No, they're talking about it right now. Hold on, that doesn't matter.
There you saw the replay there of McCloskey getting into the end zone. Capone lining up the extra point. 7-0 Germantown Academy. As they let out some smoke bombs over there in the GA student section. Wise of the organizers of this event to keep the students so far away from the field. Those kids are going wild over there. You see the GA faithful and then the Penn Charter faithful as well on the far side. You see GA there, they're happy. Penn Charter, not so much. .334 to go in the third quarter. It is a 7-0 Germantown Academy lead. How about that? Some points in this game. And now it is GA's defense, which has been the reason they have been so successful this year, that once again they'll have to rely on, or try to rely on, to maintain this 7-point lead. But don't forget how quickly these Penn Charter Quakers can score. And you don't want to let the 0 points on the board here in this game make you forget that fact, that this is an extremely potent offense, averaging over 30 points per game. Short kick, corralled by Penn Charter and Kyle Jones. He goes to the 30.
Returned by Penn Charter. This is one of the best tackling defenses. They will have the first and 10. And they tackle you, you feel it. Keep going, what you doing? Right, first and 10 Quakers.
So once again in the second half, Penn Charter will be forced to play from behind just like they did last week. Netkowski on first down, completes to Tucker, bowls over a man at the 35-yard line, and has a gain of 5 on first. There has been very little rhythm for Penn Charter here offensively, and that's a credit to the playmakers on the defensive side of the ball in black. Nedkowski comes to the near side. Again, it's Chris Tucker, but he cannot make the catch. He wouldn't have gotten very far anyway, as Justin Connors was right in there on him. The senior defensive back makes the play. It'll bring up a 3rd and 5.
Let's go, dude!
This ball is incomplete. Looking for Stansfield. And once again, GA's defense stays strong. And they're going to force another punt. Still with less than 100 yards on the game for Penn Charter's offense. Terrence Thompson back to kick it is a good one. Mike Riley has to go all the way back to the 18 where he calls a fair catch. Beautiful punt there. And GA will start inside their own 30-yard line at the 28 is where the offense comes out onto the field. They had good field position in their last series, and that series ended with a 6-yard touchdown run by Kyle McCloskey. Now they've got some more field to work with here. We'll see if they can continue the rhythm that they started to develop on their last series. And there with 4 receivers is McCloskey. The running back is Piccarello. He gives a nice block. McCloskey hit here, and he's not going to go down very easily. About 5 good, hard-fought yards. Give him 6 good, hard-fought yards for Kyle McCloskey, who, when he doesn't get it done through the air, he can do so on the ground. And finally, GA is starting to accumulate yards on first down, which was the difference in that last series. So many times in this game, we've seen both teams go backwards on 1st and 2nd down. So here's a 2nd and 4. McCloskey to throw. He's flushed out. McCloskey on the run, throws, and it is incomplete. No flag.
Man, we can't get a call.
Kyle Jones on the coverage. A lot of groans here, thinking there should have been a pass interference penalty. Nothing thrown there, as he was looking for Shane Harkins. So 2 freshmen involved on that play. You've got the freshman in Harkins being guarded by the freshman in Kyle Jones of Penn Charter. Brings up a 3rd and 4. Stansfield showing pressure. Flag comes in, and they may have gotten Stansfield for offsides. Kyle McCloskey on the hard count, getting Penn Charter to bite. And that moves the chains without a play. There's a credit to number 7, who's headed to Villanova next year. And the Wildcats are getting a special one. So a fresh set of downs at the 39. McCloskey's got a lot of time here. McCloskey has to tuck it in the end. Wrestled down for a loss.
Kyle McCloskey on the keeper. Justin Sanders on the stop.
2nd and 11 now for McCloskey. As GA starting to take their time, up by 7 points. And time on their side. Here in the 3rd quarter, they run it. And again, it's McCloskey across the 40-yard line. So just over 13 and a half minutes of gameplay left for Germantown Academy. They've got the ball. It's a 3rd and 9 upcoming. And they break the huddle. McCloskey's got Picarello in the backfield this time. He's been now splitting carries with Vance, or at least splitting playing time. Throw to the near side of the field is complete. They're going to be short of the 1st down.
Got to know where the marker is.
Tommy Diver makes the catch. The stop by Terrence Thompson. It's a 4th and 2. And GA will likely punt. Got to trust your defense in this situation based on what they have done throughout this contest. A chance to pin Penn Charter back deep. Wind starting to gust a little bit though in the face of GA, so that might come into play here on the punt. Let's see. GA though gonna take their time as the clock ticks under 10 seconds to go. And the clock ticks to the end of the 3rd quarter. All of the GA players hold the number 4 in the air. And that's because we are going to the 4th quarter. And the Patriots are 12 minutes away from an Interact championship. You're watching live high school football here on the Strive Network. And we'll be right back. Start of the 4th quarter here from Fort Washington, Pennsylvania. It's a nail-biter between Germantown Academy and Penn Charter. GA to punt on 4th down to start this 4th quarter. They have a 7-0 lead. Edward Sadie is back to return. That's good news for Quakers fans. He went down with what looked to be a fairly serious injury earlier in the half. But again, you know that even if he's not 100%, they're going to do what they can to get him in the game. And he's going to do what he can to play here in their biggest rivalry of the season.
So he has a chance to break, but if he gets hit, he also has a chance to fumble, right? Because he's hurt. If he gets
They're going to fake. On 4th and short, they're going to come up here and maybe try for a hard count. I wonder if they actually snap this football. And it does not look like they will. Good try, I guess, by GA. They're going to let the play clock run out before presumably they call a timeout. Nope, they're just going to let the delay of the game penalty be had. Well, I guess give them points for trying to get Penn Charter off sides. It worked on the last series where McCloskey got a hard count. And that gave Germantown Academy a first down. Didn't work there. A low snap. It's picked up, though, nearly blocked. Buddha's away, though. Sadie lets it bounce at the 25, and GA will down it at the 17-yard line. 9 seconds in to this fourth quarter. Here comes Penn Charter's offense. They've been lifeless throughout. But here in the most important quarter of the game, we'll see if they can get things going. And a good look at the Germantown Academy faithful, hoping to celebrate an Interact title after today. Looking for their first one since 2004. Netkowski to run on first down. Netkowski's got a gain of 4 on first down. Little shoving after the play as Stansfield was thrown for a ride by number 55, Jimmy McGettigan. May have gotten away with one there, but no flag came out. It is a good run on first down, 2nd and 5. Netkowski won't escape. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Tanner Long in there, as well as number 58. And Joe Cawley, who has had a phenomenal game on defense, the defensive end. He was a linebacker. I think I mentioned this earlier. He was a linebacker. Matt Dent said, hey, I think you'd be good as a defensive end. Cawley kind of scoffed at that last year. But since then, he has really taken pride in moving into the defensive end spot. And he's been really good at it. 3rd and 4. Netkowski looks. He fires deep down the field. He's looking for Tucker. It's caught by Tucker. And he escapes 3 Germantown Academy players inside the 10. And he's pushed out inside the 5. A whirlwind of emotions on that one play. The biggest of the game for Penn Charter, and the Quakers are knocking on the door. We get another look here. Netkowski with some time. Tucker had a step on his man. I thought for a moment this was going to be picked. And somehow Tucker made the play and escaped all 3 of those guys. Nearly took it the distance. And it is a 1st and goal for the Quakers. And if this game couldn't have gotten any more interesting, it has now, as it's a 1st and goal at the 3-yard line for Penn Charter. Timeout called here by the Quakers. They know how important this one is. This might be their opportunity. If they don't score a touchdown here, then they might not be scoring a touchdown in this game. The GA's defense needs to come up with a big goal line stand, a huge play by Chris Tucker. And that play nearly matching the output on the entire game for Penn Charter's offense. Remember, they only had 80 yards in the first half, and they've only gone about 20 or 30, if that, here in the second. And that play alone went for over 70 yards. So head coach Tom Coyle in his 4th year looks to draw something up to pound this one in. Again, his 30th year overall coaching high school football, former head coach at Father Judge High School. Before that, he was an assistant at Penn Charter, the school where both of his kids go. First and goal. Man in motion is Chris Tucker. Handoff on first down. They go through the middle, and they're not going to get anywhere. Sadie driven backwards. Second and 2 from the 2. Only one receiver, another bunch-looking formation. It's a pitch to Sadie. He's got a hole. He is in for the touchdown. Penn Charter answers the GA score, and it's 7-6. And we get one more look here. Sadie hit by number 3, Mike Riley. A powerful runner is Sadie, and he's able to convert in the end. An important extra point is good for Penn Charter, and we are knotted up at 7. 9:39 to go in the 4th quarter. And this one is living up to how it was billed. Just one more update on the Competition Cup. GA has won that here today, 6-3, so they're going to take it home here in 2016. Penn Charter won it last year. They won't be able to win it this year, even if they win this football game, as right now it's 6-3 in terms of the event scores in favor of Germantown Academy. But a win of the football game would be a worthy consolation prize for the Quakers. $9:40 to go, and it's 7-7. Caught by Tommy Diver at the 10-yard line, and he does not get very far. And Penn Charter playing some inspired football. Jalen Jones makes the stop. Momentum has suddenly shifted in the favor of the Quakers. Piccarello is the running back for McCloskey. Piccarello fakes it. He's able to stiff arm a potential tackler away, throwing on the run here at the feet of his intended target. And Patrick McGettigan. So 2nd and 10. Hayden Knighton was barreling in on him. Second and 10 here for McCloskey and GA. And potentially another offsides call against Penn Charter. And it is. Kyle Jones jumped. Makes it 2nd and 5, and that's already the 2nd time this game that McCloskey has been able to get Penn Charter to bite on the hard count. A handoff on second down and not much room to run for Piccarello. Harold Anderson, the captain, makes the stop. 6 foot, 260 pounds, first team All-League last year. And it's 3rd and 6. McCloskey rolling. McCloskey wants to run, he's got room, he's got the first down and much more. McCloskey to midfield, wrestled out of bounds at the 46-yard line, and on 3rd down, Kyle McCloskey gets it done with his legs. Huge play for GA in a 7-7 game, 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line.
Up the middle.
McCloskey fires on 1st down, and he's looking for Ashley Diarra, who may have done enough there to prevent an interception. Diarra playing defensive back in the end. They'll bring up a 2nd and 10. Vance comes back into the game for Germantown Academy. And they give it to Vance. Good run after he was hit in the backfield. But Hayden Knighton couldn't bring him down. It brings up a manageable 3rd and 5 here for Germantown Academy.
Brings up 3rd and 5. Big down right here.
McCloskey throws, incomplete. No flag to be seen. And it brings up a 4th and 5. And in Penn Charter territory, it's decision time for GA. They will punt. Snap is good. Punt will bounce at the 5 and roll into the end zone. Almost. A big special teams play by GA. Instead, the drive will start at the 20. And Penn Charter, fresh off of their big touchdown drive, takes the field once again. Michael Netkowski looking to finish his phenomenal Penn Charter career in fine fashion with a 4th quarter comeback win. It's a pitch on 1st down to Sadie, hits the hole, and he's got a good gain up to the 30, at least near the 30, just short of it. It'll be a 2nd and short upcoming for Penn Charter. They spot it at the 27. A pitch to the other side. It's Sadie, hit by McGettigan. Walloped by McGettigan behind the line of scrimmage. So it brings up a huge 3rd and 3 for the Penn Charter Quakers.
It's a big down
Netkowski sets up the screen to Sadie. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, and he'll be short. GA's defense stands tall. They're able to sniff out the screen. Trying to get it to Sadie in space, it did not work. And GA's defense does its job.
Leave the regular D in, I hope.
They'll have a chance to return here with Mike Riley standing at the 45. Terrence Thompson back to kick. It's a high snap. Thompson's kick will bounce at the 48, and it dies there. And Germantown Academy will start at the 49 in Penn Charter territory. Under 6 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Referees take a timeout here. So a water break, which is built in for both GA and Penn Charter. Here at the midpoint of the fourth quarter, Germantown Academy Patriots will have it at midfield. 3 timeouts left for GA, 2 timeouts left for Penn Charter. All of the scoring has taken place here in the second half. A 6-yard run by Kyle McCloskey got the Patriots on the board. And then the very next drive for, now check that, it was one drive later for Penn Charter that they were able to score. Big play on the drive was the Chris Tucker 75-yard reception that set them up for a 1st and goal inside the 5, and it was finally pounded in by Edward Sadie. By the way, it was Sadie's 15th rushing touchdown of the year. And it was Netkowski's 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. So those 2 scores have made it 7-7, and GA has a 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line after the timeout. Exciting stuff here on the 130th installment of GAPC Day. McCloskey on 1st down, throws, he completes, he's got a man wide open down the middle! Touchdown Patriots! Mike Riley! One more look here. McCloskey with a clean pocket, and Riley was wide open. 49-yard touchdown pass from McCloskey to Riley, and it's 13-7. 5:48 to go in the fourth quarter, and Capone is on for the extra point. It's up. It is good. A 1-touchdown lead now for Germantown Academy. Here in the fourth quarter, they reclaim the advantage. And once again, Penn Charter will be forced to answer on their ensuing possession. McCloskey's touchdown, the 12th of the year, throwing the football. And for Mike Riley, who has been the leading receiver all season long for Germantown Academy, that is his 6th touchdown of the season catching the football. He's also scored one on a punt return this year, but none bigger than the one that he just caught.
hope he's doing some kind of figure with his hands out or whatever.
So once again, GA will try to rely on their defense to seal themselves a victory and seal themselves a share of the Interact crowd. Ensuing kickoff is received at the 10-yard line by Sadie, and he's hit at the 25. We have not seen any turnovers in this game since very early on in the first quarter when Chris Tucker fumbled the football. And any turnover here by Penn Charter would be their doom. They've got to take care of the ball here on this drive, which starts on the 26. Netkowski with a quick slant, completes. Not going to get very far, maybe 3 yards on first down. As he's got Terrence Thompson. A run on second down. And again, not very much for Penn Charter. Third and 4. Netkowski evades pressure, throws on the run, completes to Sadie across midfield. Sadie turns on the Jets. He's still on his feet inside the 20. Touchdown, Penn Charter. Oh, man. Edward Sadie. Here's the replay. And Sadie is able to beat Mike Riley. That was the chance to bring him down, and then he's gone. Another huge extra point here for Penn Charter. It's up. It is good. We are tied again. So for 24 minutes, we saw 0 scoring. And then even at the end of the third quarter, it was just 7-0. Finally, the teams have found some open field. Maybe the defenses have had some fatigue, but a couple of big plays for Penn Charter. On a 3rd and 3, a pass to Edward Sadie, the running back. And Sadie has scored both of the touchdowns for the Quakers. 3rd reception touchdown of the year for Ed Sadie, who's now got over 300 yards receiving on the season. 17th touchdown of the season for Michael Netkowski. .4:12 to go.
Straight up the field.
Big return for GA to the 40-yard line. Tommy Diver Gets the Patriots started. Once again, the game has lived up to the billing. 2 touchdowns apiece late in the fourth quarter. GA looking for a share of the Interact title. A win will get them there.
5-yard, 8-yard pass.
McCloskey on 1st and 10. Flushed out, McCloskey escapes pressure and throws downfield. He's got a man wide open and it's incomplete. McCloskey with a Houdini act to escape pressure there in the backfield, and a man was wide open and Shane Harkins, but he couldn't make the play all the way inside the 40. 2nd and 10.
Wants to see the defense for 5 minutes, and then he calls this.
McCloskey wants to run. Does not get very far. 3rd and 11. He goes backwards a yard. So it brings up a big 3rd down conversion attempt here for GA. Ball spotted at the 39-yard line. 3:27 to go. Flag comes in. Penalty against, let's see. False start against GA. It's going to make a 3rd and 11, a 3rd and 16. McCloskey rolls. McCloskey trying to keep the play alive. And he does. McCloskey wants to run it now. And he's across the 40. He's going to be well short of a 1st down. It'll be 4th and 8. And once again, GA will likely be forced to punt. So under 2.5 minutes, the clock ticks, and Penn Charter will likely get the ball back here and give their senior captain and quarterback Michael Netkowski a chance to win it. End over end. And Washington calls for a fair catch at the 25. So it comes down to this. If any potential colleges want to see how Michael Netkowski runs the 2-minute drill, well, this is the opportunity to see it. Tied 14-14 in the 4th quarter of the biggest rivalry, arguably in the entire country. Netkowski steps up. Netkowski fires to the far side. No one's home. Remember, still 3 timeouts on the clock, or on the scoreboard for Germantown Academy, 2 timeouts for Penn Charter. So if GA gets into a situation where they need to stop the clock to give their offense a chance to score before the end of regulation, they do have the ability to do so.
Turnover. Take away.
Second and 10. Setting up the screen to Sadie. Sadie has a first down across the 35-yard line. Well, you can tell that Sadie is not 100% as he comes up a little bit hobbled, but he has battled through it and then some here in the 4th quarter with 2 touchdowns to tie this game up. Netkowski hit as he throws, and he's got his man Stansfield out of bounds across midfield to the 46. So Penn Charter on the move. Get yet another look at the Penn Charter student section. Beating that drum. .133 on the clock, 1st and 10. Netkowski escapes a potential tackler, and he goes out of bounds at the 45, maybe to the 44. Gain of 2 or 3 on 1st down. Give him 2, 2nd and 8. The all-time leading passer in Interac history by a long margin. Over 6,000 yards for Netkowski. John Lockery is second with 4,780. So over 1,000 yards between 1st and 2nd place. Here's Netkowski. Does get rid of it to Sadie as he was going down. And it's an incomplete pass. They rule the ball was going forward. 3rd and 8. What a game here. And it's not over yet. On 3rd and 8, Netkowski gets it away, it's incomplete. So 4th down and 8 coming up for Penn Charter in Germantown territory, and we'll likely see a punt with 1:15 to go. Mike Riley will be back to receive. 3 timeouts to work with for Germantown Academy. Riley at the 15. Waiting for this punt. It was nearly blocked. Riley's going to get it, let it bounce, and it takes a GA roll to the 36. So 1:06 on the clock. The Patriots now have a chance for a 4th quarter drive. Looked like Penn Charter was starting to roll offensively. The drive stalled. And here come the Patriots with their senior quarterback looking to ink another impressive spot on his legacy. McCloskey steps up and runs past the 40-yard line. Decent gain on first down. Clock ticks under a minute. 2nd and 5. Patriots have to hurry. 50 seconds now.
Man, way too long.
McCloskey fires deep. He's got his man. It's Harkins. He makes the catch inside the 20-yard line. GA in business. Shane Harkins, who dropped a huge ball on the last series, certainly makes up for it there. And he's got GA inside the 20. And the Patriots can call timeout and figure out what they want to do. They now have 2 of them left. It doesn't get any bigger than this for Germantown Academy. With 37 seconds left, they are within distance to score and win a share of the Interact title. Last we heard, Malvern Prep was up big on Springside Chestnut Hill Academy. If that score held, and I cannot confirm, then it would be a share for GA if they won this game.
Look at all this. That would be awesome, huh?
And we do have a final. 48-28 was the final. Malvern Prep defeats Springside Chestnut Hill Academy. So Malvern Prep, congratulations to the Friars. They are champions of the Interact. Will the Patriots of GA join them? That's the question here with 37 seconds and the ball spotted at the 19-yard line. McCloskey's got 4 receivers. McCloskey looking to the far side, completes. Mike Riley makes the catch to the 11-yard line. Don't forget, in their back pocket, the Patriots still have Vince Capone, one of the best high school kickers you'll see, though he did miss one earlier in this game. 32 seconds and 2 timeouts for Germantown Academy and a 2nd and 2. McCloskey runs, and McCloskey may get the first down. He's inside the 10. It's going to be close. The clock is running, and finally the clock is stopped by a timeout. I think Coach Dentz is wondering whether that was a first down or not, because if it's a first down, then the clock stops for the spot. But they did not stop the clock after the run. So that's the question here. How much time should be on the clock? And it is GA who calls the timeout. The other question is, did GA get the first down? It looks like they did.
Hey, you know what?
So GA granted the timeout, 23.5 seconds left.
Get it done first.
They'll have a 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. And a couple of chances to work this one in. to 14. As this man awaits an opportunity possibly to win a championship. That's Vince Capone. Got those neon green cleats as well.
Roll Kyle out. If he can get a couple yards, he gets a couple yards. Don't force anything. Don't take.
But a touchdown would be welcome here for Kyle McCloskey and GA. Quarterback keeper. McCloskey doesn't get very far. Does center it in the middle of the field. The clock's going to roll here, and the timeout is called. The timeout is called by Penn Charter. So Penn Charter calls the timeout with 14 seconds left. You may have had an opportunity there to let that clock run, and then you would have maybe taken your chances with Capone and a fairly deep field goal. Maybe Penn Charter is trying to leave themselves some time on the other end of a potential score. Either way, we'll see what happens. It's never a sure thing making the right call as a head football coach. Tommy Coyle calling the timeout there. And it'll be a 2nd and 10 from the 10 for Germantown Academy. They keep that timeout in their back pocket. Two running backs.
Yeah, I don't know why he's not on the center.
McCloskey's got room along the right side. He is hit inside the 5-yard line. Will not get the touchdown, but an important 5 yards for Germantown Academy, which makes the field goal a little bit closer. However, they did run along the right hash, so that's where the ball will be spotted, which makes the angle a little bit difficult for Vince Capone to kick. That timeout, by the way, was charged to Penn Charter. So once again, Penn Charter stops the clock with 5 seconds left, and now you're kind of walking a tightrope here if you're Germantown Academy. If you run a play, you run the risk of all of the time running out on the clock and coming away with no points, and then we're headed to overtime. Or do you send out Vince Capone right now? And you saw a little pat of the head for Vince Capone as he steps out onto the field for a chance to win the Interac for his football team. The senior with the biggest moment of his football career so far. The holder will be Mike Riley. The kick is up, the kick is good! Vince Capone knocks it through, and GA takes a 17-14 lead with 2.4 seconds remaining. Vince Capone may have just kicked Germantown Academy into the record books and into history. The kicker has had such an amazing season, and it continues here in the biggest game of the year. And one play separates GA from an Interac title. And the students of GA are getting ready to storm the field. We'll see if Penn Charter has any tricks up their sleeve. 2 seconds on the clock. The kick is away. It's a line drive that is knocked down, and that is gonna do it. GA wins. They are Interact champions. 17-14 final. They pull it out in fine fashion. 2 separate 7-point leads here in the fourth quarter. And Germantown Academy comes away with the victory, 17-14, their first share at least of an Interact title since 2004. And head coach Matt Dentz has a lot to be proud of with this Germantown Academy squad. The 24th Interact title in the history of Germantown Academy, and doing it in that kind of fashion against your biggest rival. That's going to be a moment to be remembered by this community for a long, long time. The final here from Fort Washington, Pennsylvania. Germantown Academy 17, Penn Charter 14. For my director, Molly Rich, Allie Wenner on graphics. My name's Simon Rose. We thank you for joining us here on the Strive Network as Germantown Academy makes history at home. Interact champions, co-Interact champions with Malvern Prep, but Interact champions nonetheless here in 2016. Thanks for joining us, everyone. So long.